Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Coaches and Content.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm your host, Zach Schultz.
Woo.
Got another great guest today. I'm really excited everybody's here. And with that being said, let's get into things. So today we have a special guest, Helios Monte, coming live from, you're in San Juan, right? San Juan, Puerto Rico?
Yep, San Juan, Puerto Rico.
All right, let's give it up for Helios for coming on here.
Wow, what an audience.
Got our live audience. So Helios, I really appreciate you coming on. So guys, how this came about is, sometimes I have people reach out to me. Sometimes I reach out to people. And I'm a big believer in you are what you consume, which I think, Helios, you would agree. And I've been consuming Helios' content for months now. Super inspirational, super positive. So before you even listen to this, press pause, go on Twitter, check out Helios Monte's page. There's so much good stuff on there. Helios, how you doing today?
I am doing absolutely fantastic, man. It's a wonderful day. I got up at 2 a.m. I've done a whole bunch of stuff today. I enjoyed the sunrise, and I went on an 8-mile run. I wrote a poem. And it's just been a magical day, man. It's been real exciting. And then I got this here, so it's like, wow, it's coming from all sides today.
Yeah, man, I love to hear it. Love to be productive, getting stuff done, getting early, starting your day and getting stuff done before people even wake up. Not that it's a competition, but that's really how you have to live your life, right?
Absolutely, man. The only competition is yourself. There's a best version of you that lives to the full potential. And that's the only competition you have. When you don't feel like getting up, he gets up, regardless how he feels. When you don't feel like going to the gym, he's at the gym cranking it out. When you don't feel like going for a run, he's at the run. He's running. He's crushing it. When you did 4 miles, he did 6. And that's the only competition in life. We are confused because we seem to be competing against everyone else. And we think that is the purpose. And the purpose is really to become your best self. And you only do that by focusing on who you've been and how you can become better.
Right. And it's going through great struggle, overcoming adversity. You have like a great, amazing backstory that made you the man you are today. And we're going to get into that. But before we go to the past, I want to talk about the present, just to give a background of, who you are, what you do. So guys, I'll have the links in the description, but you could check out heliosmonte.com. So it's HELIOSMONTE.com. You have your coaching program on there, right? You have your products. Why don't you give a little bit of background first about what you got going on and how you can help people?
So basically, I am a man who has overcome depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, sex, drug, gambling, alcohol, and money spending addictions without rehab and without any meds whatsoever. I overcame all these things with a pencil and a notebook. And so basically, I have documented the process. It's a series of questions that I answered and I went through. It was some of the most difficult moments of my life that have led to the greatest breakthroughs. And so that's what I do in my coaching. I have one-on-one. I have a group cohort. And then I also have one that you can do on your own. So I got those 3. And then I do other things too. I'm a copywriter. I have an email marketing agency. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many more things that I'm working on. I'm not ready to reveal them just yet. But there's much more. I'm also a poet because I write poems every day. So I guess that makes me a poet now. So yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff going on, and I feel like your backstory, which we'll get into, probably really led you to, you found your own success. And that, I interview a lot of coaches and entrepreneurs on here, and it's a common theme that I find where people, they get good at something or they overcome something and they're like, oh, I can help other people. Let me start this program to help other people. And it seems like that's kind of what happened with you, right?
Man, let me tell you, when there was so much darkness in my past. And when you truly because you always have like little wins, right? And then because this is what happened to me. A year into my transformation took about 26 months. A year into it, I thought I had made it, so I started celebrating. Brother, I had nothing to celebrate about, and so I went right back into depression, and kind of just the cycle started again. And so that was like a very eye-opening moment. I realized that I was still blaming and still not taking responsibility for my life. So, but yeah, definitely when you overcome, see, your purpose in life lies in your struggle. And when you overcome your struggle, you have no other choice. It's just impossible to not want to help other people. If you don't want to help other people, do what you did. You're not done yet. You still have more struggle to overcome, because when you overcome that darkness and become that light, the only thing you want to do is help people, because now like you see people going through what you did, and it's like, man, like you just want to help, man. You just want to help. It's no longer about you. A lot of our lives are. This is how I was. I just cared about me, how much money I was making, what I was going to do at night, what I was going to do in the morning. Like it was all me, 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 me. It wasn't, how's this guy doing? Hey, how's my friend doing? Hey, how's that guy that we met over there? Hey, I wonder how he's doing today. It's not. It was never about that. Now, I'm doing great, and so I want to help others be great. And I love to see my friends conquering life, and I love to see people winning. And I think that's what it's all about, man. Like when you really overcome, you have to share it. Like there's no way you can just keep it to yourself. Like that's selfish. That's a real selfish thing. Like I said, if you're feeling that way about it, you're not done yet.
Man, this is like, I love talking about this stuff because it's not about me. It's about us, right? We're all in this together. So it's really about helping others. That's why I started this podcast, really to help coaches and entrepreneurs and stuff. So I love hearing those kind of answers.
Yeah, 100%, man.
So you talk about like this great. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. There's nothing.
Okay.
It was my English teacher. I don't know, maybe like 17 years ago. He had always said, "You got to live your life for others." And that always kind of stuck with me. I didn't really know what he meant. Now I know what he means. Now I do.
Yeah, I mean, it's very fulfilling, right? When you help others and live for others. I mean, you still got to take care of yourself first, but it's very fulfilling helping others. But you mentioned this great transformation that took 24, 25 months. I know that included losing weight and stuff, but what else does that include? What was your great transformation? Every superhero has their origin stories where they go through some pain and become the superhero they are. So what is your great transformation?
So you want me to go all the way to the back? I'll start from the beginning.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, your life could be a movie. I'm sure they're going to make a movie about your life one day. So why don't we just jump into it and your background and your story, because it's so interesting, and great struggle comes superpowers. So yeah, why don't we jump into it?
So my dad was a cocaine cowboy. He was one of the baddest ones there was. Baddest, I mean like badass motherfucker. This guy never stepped foot in the back of a cop car. They don't know who he is to this day. He's gone through IRS audits, passed them all. This guy is a genius.
And this is in Puerto Rico. This is in Puerto Rico, right?
This was in Miami.
Okay.
So, but he was angry, a very angry man. So my first memory of life, I was about 4 years old, and I was in my mom's Jaguar in the passenger seat. She was driving, and we ran over my dad's gate to get into the farm. So we pulled up close to where the cockfighting ring was, where they would gamble $100,000 cockfights. And he came around the corner with 8 other men, and they were all holding axes. And they proceeded to destroy the car while I was sitting inside with my mother. Needless to say, I was scared out of my mind. terrified. No movie has ever come close to the rage, to displaying the rage that I saw that day. So I made three decisions. I decided that the world was scary. I decided that no one was to be trusted. And I decided that my father didn't approve of me being who I was. So that led to a life of inauthenticity, lying, um, searching for validation, external validation, um, seeking approval of others. And I spent millions of dollars trying to achieve that, and I never did. So I grew up by myself inside this giant room full of toys and games. And it was a very lonely life. All my friends envied me for what I had. And I always wondered, it's like, man, why do they want what I have and I'm so miserable? So that was my life for 42 years, or 41 years, basically 4 decades. Um, I became the biggest piece of shit in the world. I was a horrible father, horrible husband. I was a horrible friend. All I attracted was losers, me being the biggest one of them all. And I was just lucky because I was the loser with money. Losers don't usually have money, but I did. And life sucked. And then I just wondered, like, why some people, life seems to just work out so seamlessly for them. Why are they so lucky? And then there's other people that are just horribly unlucky, where nothing works out. Everything seems to go the wrong way. And it's a life of misery. They can't accomplish anything, can't get anything done. They don't finish anything they start. I'm speaking about myself. And so I vowed to understand why. So I bartended for 28 years. Somehow I made a little money off Bitcoin. I had started this group there and I made some money, and I was making great money as a bartender. So I piled up this little chunk of money that allowed me to move. I moved to Puerto Rico because there's amazing tax benefits here. And I thought I was running away from Miami. And then when I got here, a couple months into it, the same thing started happening. And that's when I realized that who I was running from was myself. So the work didn't start right away there. I would say that was about March. And then I got COVID in about May. And I was weighing 280 pounds because we were scared, this whole COVID thing. I was just sitting home, couldn't go anywhere. I was just eating. So I ballooned up to 280 pounds. And I got COVID at that weight. Luckily, it put me down for, 10 days. It wasn't even bad. I was actually snorting blow outside while I had COVID. I got so lucky. And then I ran into David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me.
I just finished that book.
I was like,
great book.
Yeah, what a great book. So inspirational.
Yeah.
And so I'm reading his book and I'm like, oh man, wow. So many things kind of like, rang a bell with me. I mean, my mom and my dad would both, tell me things. My mom would say I was a mistake. My dad would tell me I was a piece of shit. And so I didn't go through what he went through, but there was some resonance there. And then that's when I started. On Twitter. I learned about fasting, and I started running, and I lost 80 pounds in, I guess it was like 10 months, something like that, 8, 10 months. It's pretty fast. And so I was starting to feel real good. And then that's when I told you, like, I kind of started celebrating way too early, right? And so I kind of went backwards. And then I would say it was between November and January of this year. Well, November of last year to November 21 to like January 22 was when once and for all. See, I still had a lot of anger with my father, and I was still holding on to blame, and I was blaming him still. And then between November and January, that's when I let all that go. I realized I was where I was at because of me, and that's when the trajectory totally changed into the life that I'm living now. Now I'm in a place where, man, like I don't even make mistakes. I am functioning at, and this is not. I don't say this in an arrogant way by any stretch of the imagination. I feel that I am functioning at the peak of human capacity. I am so connected to the universe. I feel that when I rest, I only get 1 to 3 hours of sleep a night, maybe 4 once in a while, depending if I have a really strong day or something like that. But I have 20-hour days. I am getting massive amounts of work done. With it's effortless. I am getting years worth of work done in months. I'm getting months done in weeks, and I'm getting weeks done in days.
Let me jump in here real quick. Let's rewind it a little bit because there's so much to unpack here, and I think so much that can help people. So you kind of stumbled a little bit, and then you feel like that kind of turbocharged you, and really, once you stumbled and you caught yourself, that really took you to the next level, right? You took 2 steps back to make a giant leap forward. Is that kind of what happened?
Yeah, for sure. I got scared because I felt that it was going to start happening again, that I was going to go backwards all the way. And I vowed to not give up on myself, man. I had come way too far to give up. I was just not going to let that happen. This was I found myself up against the wall with no money, no one to call.
So what?
And it was it was fucking win or die. And seeing my son's face, he was already going through what I had gone through. He was already starting it again. I was starting those generational curses, and I was not going to let that happen. I was not going to let that happen. So I made a decision to win at all cost, and I won.
That's one of my favorite things about your content. Like I said, I've been following you a long time. Is the stuff you post your son and talking about breaking these generational curses. And it seems like that you hit a rock bottom, and you're like, this is it. I had enough. I have my son. I don't want him to go through this shit. And that goes back to being selfless and helping others. So do you think that's kind of that light bulb moment? That's what hit you to help you make this quantum leap?
That was my biggest why, man. I had to end this shit and not let anybody else in my family suffer what I went through. Never again. So, yeah, that, and I am sure 100% that those curses have been destroyed, never to return in my family name again. And I wear that with pride that it was me. And I have actually cut my father out of my life. Um, I feel that he is the richest, most loneliest, poorest man on earth. And I think that it really bothers him that he's accomplished so much, yet I have done so much more.
Yeah. Well, so let me ask. So you hit kind of, let's just say you hit a rock bottom and you realize you made it, you wanted to make this change. So what were some of the steps, or what are some of the things, the first couple of things you did to not only get yourself back on track, but to make this leap and, level up, so to speak, even more so than when you started this journey?
Well, I think one of the biggest things has been nature, exercise, and supplementation. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Grim Hood, magnesium poppy,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
this
I've
man,
taken supplements.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
this guy's awesome. He talks about the sun and the importance of the sun and supplementation in a certain way. And so I started doing that. Uh, I supplement with a whole bunch of stuff, magnesium glycinate, inositol, which, he's got some research that it helped with the bipolar and moods and all that. So I take these things every day religiously, and I get sun every day. As soon as I today was magical. I was out there from, I guess, from 5 to about 6. I was listening to Vivaldi Seasons. I had a cigar, and it was a Drew Estate Brazilian stock cut, my favorite, Longsdale Deluxe, and well, one of my favorites. And I was out there just having a magical experience, just being grateful, thanking the universe for what it has allowed to take place, to forgive me for being so foolish and so ignorant, for ever having doubted in it for so long. And so I do this every day. I get the chills every day. I cry every fucking day. And it is just, it's amazing, man. So yeah, so I do that. And then after that, I go for, right now I have a hurt shoulder. I popped the shoulder doing one too many chin-ups. So I'm taking it easy on the shoulder, but I've been running still. I run every day. So I do half an hour of calisthenics. Basically, I just do push-ups on Mondays and Thursdays, and I do pull-ups Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then Wednesdays and Saturdays, I do either squats or jump squats. That's all I do. It takes me half an hour. And then I go for a 4-mile run. But today I did 8 miles. So I have this beautiful beach I go to, and it's just amazing, man. So I think that's a big part of it. I think that the sun is what wakes up this inner beast that we have inside of us. See, that's why I got this right here. The lion. Right?
Nice.
Yeah, it's a lion. And I got the lion right here too. So that's my inner beast. And then I got these things right here. There we go. So these anchors, they keep me grounded.
Sorry to cut you off. I have an anchor tattoo. Can't really see it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Nice.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good. And so the anchors are kind of to keep me grounded, to not let any of this, ever go to my head or anything like that, to only use these beliefs that I have now, and this. So I'm so powerful in my life now. I mean, like in my life. I'm not talking about powerful against anybody else. I think that the only person you need to conquer is yourself, and when you do so, you can live as an example, and then that's how you influence others, not by imposing power on them. So just to use this power in a good way, only, and to never let any, to stay humble, stay grounded, and just dedicate my life to helping others, and manifesting everything that I've ever wanted. And helping change lives, leaving an impact, building a legacy, and that's what I'm focused on. So I think all those things combined, I don't think it's one specific thing, but I think all those things combined are what have led to this incredible awakening, if you will.
Yeah, Yeah, I got to ask you on a personal note, on a side note, I love your videos of you running, but how do you actually film them? Are you actually holding your phone while you're running?
Yeah, I just hold it. So I just got a new phone, and I guess it's got some steadiness in it or whatever. So now the quality is even greater. So something cool about that, bro. I don't script any videos. Uh, I just I, I just tell the universe, that to guide me, that I know everything's gonna come out perfect, and I, it's one take, and
That's how
they
it should
come
be.
out.
Yeah, that's how it
Yeah,
should be. From the heart, from the head, one take, boom, done.
yeah. It's remarkable. It almost scares me the way that I can write these poems and how it's almost like they just come to me, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
So, we're talking a lot about the universe and manifesting, and I've learned over the years how powerful this stuff is and how much it works. But how did you, it's something you kind of learn, right? So, how did you learn this stuff? How did you get put onto this kind of stuff?
So I tried rehab back in early 2000s and it never worked. But one thing I learned about it was meditation and stuff like that. So here at the beach, I've learned to connect, and basically what I do is I focus on the horizon and I notice everything else with my peripheral vision. Um, I feel the wind on my skin. I smell the ocean. I see the sun glistening. I see the water moving. I see the trees rustle as the wind passes through them. And this, when you're feeling all of this, there's no thought whatsoever. And that is when you're completely present. That is when your creativity comes out. Uh, a lot of people say that you can go on walks, a lot of times in the shower. These are things that you do that they're just routine and you don't even think about them, right? You can just walk without thinking. You can take a shower, you know exactly what to do, what you always do, how you shower. So those are two powerful places. And then also outside with the sun. Um, I get a lot of energy from the sun. I talk to the sun. I know a lot of people think I'm crazy, but I don't care what people think about me. And yeah, so I've learned to stop thinking and start living. Basically, just connect, be present, and the universe is very powerful, man. The universe, the same. And there's another thing. The same energy that's in the water is the same energy that rotates the planets, the galaxies, the moons, stars, keeps them turned on. And it's the same energy that's inside of you. I don't know about you, but I don't have to remind myself to pump my heart or breathe while I'm asleep or anything like that. So that is the same exact energy that has another world underwater and just keeps everything functioning. I mean, think about the sun and the moon and the fact that they work together to provide light at night. I mean, man, if you don't think that there is something going on, whatever you want to call it, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how that could happen. I don't know how you can think about that and be like, there's nothing out there. I mean, but the thing is that they've taken it out from inside of us and they've put it outside. They've put it in books, they've put it in walls, and this power is inside of us, and it always has been. And the reason that we've always been winning. The thing is that we didn't know we were doing it unconsciously, so we didn't watch what words we said. We didn't how we talked to ourselves. We didn't watch uh, the shows that we wasted our times on, nonsense. We didn't think about the news and the programming that goes on with that. And so, then also when people tell you things and you believe them, You know, our belief is what creates our reality. Whatever you choose to believe um, will become your reality without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah,
And
this is all stuff the Matrix. I know we're both Andrew Tate fans, and he's always talking about escaping the Matrix, and this is exactly what he's talking about. Is this what the Matrix doesn't want us to know? How powerful we are, and how like what they do to us to hide our power from us. I think a lot of people just don't understand what's going on. If they did, if everyone talked like we're talking right now and talked about what we're talking about, the world would be such a different place. It's amazing.
oh, 100%, it would be a different world. Today I was in Starbucks, and I'm sitting there drinking my sugarless cold brew that they only give me in a 16-ounce cup. And then I see other people severely obese, and they're leaving with trays of 3 drinks, and you can see all the syrup inside the drink. And because I used to do that too. I used to go to Burger King and I used to have like 3 combos. I eat them all in the car by myself. I'd hide it from my family. It was miserable. And so I don't know if these people were doing it for their office or they were just getting it for themselves. But why is it that they would allow someone to have 2,000 to 3,000 calories in one drink, but they won't give me the same size of cold brew with no sugar? Like, what is that about? And on a very deep level, I don't think on a very deep level, it's for control, because the weaker and the sicker you are, the easier you are to control.
Yeah. So how do we? You and I are awakened to this, and like it's tough that people don't know this. I'm wondering how. I guess through podcasts like this and creating content. How do we awaken? What we call them normies. How do we awaken the average person to what's going on? Because I think some might know deep down, but I think a lot sadly don't really know what's going on. I think that's why
Yeah,
we are where we are.
yeah. I mean, it's hard, man. We're fighting massive powers. So I just think that we need to unite. Um, I think that we have to work together, stay focused, and really together come up with a way. I think Tate's well on his way to doing that. Um, and not anybody try to say that they are better than anybody, that their group is better than anybody else's group, or anything like that. I think that there's groups that are there's fake people out there. There's a lot of them that do it for the money. So we need to separate those, let them go on their way, and the ones that are really about helping other people, um, we need to work together, and we need to raise awareness. We need to create more people like us awakened, so that as the generations go by, because we're not going to be here forever. So we need to make sure that whatever we leave here is going to impact the future generations for long, long after we're gone.
Right. We got to leave it better than we found it. Right. That's the mission.
That's it, 100%. As long as you do that, then you're on the way. Then you're doing it right.
Yeah. So as we wrap it up here, I'd love to talk more about your coaching program and what you help people with, because you've been through so much yourself and you've overcome a lot. So I'm curious, what you can help people with, or if somebody was interested in hiring you, what do you kind of specialize in? I know weight loss, mindset, and stuff like that, but why don't you get a little specific about who your coaching programs are really for?
As for anybody that feels stuck, that's tired of getting mediocre results in life, um, Regenesis is a 6-week, 6-part program. It starts with discovery, where you discover who you are, where you're at. It continues with acceptance, where you accept where you are and why. And then commitment, where you commit to doing whatever it takes to become whoever you want to be. And then the fun part starts. That's the hard part. That's the really hard part. And then comes the fun part, the creation, where you get to create who you want to be. Like clearly define what that person looks like, what he has, what he does. And then after you're done creating, now it's becoming. So now you come up with a plan of how you're going to become this person. Clearly, like routine wise, work wise, purpose, just all that. And then after becoming is purpose. It's you find your purpose. What was your struggle? What did you overcome? And so in there lies your purpose. So that's a fun part. It gives meaning to your life. And then I have another program that I'll be launching soon, which is kind of an extension. I guess it'd be like a mastermind. Would be Legacy. That's going to be a monthly continuing program. See, Regenesis is a 6-week program. And then on one-on-one, it's actually a little quicker because you get the questions at your pace, your own pace. And then the Legacy program, as I said, is going to be like a ongoing legacy program where you come up with legacy you want to leave, come up with a plan, and start to work for it. That's basically what I do, man. I have also a call where I can talk to someone for an hour and kind of see where they're at and, give them some advice. But obviously that works and that will start to help someone. But the work that goes on in Regenesis is a 3-prong approach, man. It's mind, body, spirit. We're going to attack the mind, we're going to attack the body, and we're going to attack like the spirituality part of it, the universe, manifestation, how all that works.
Yeah, I love the name Legacy because that's what it's all about, is leaving a legacy, whether it's for you, your family, or whatever. So I think that's a great name to use.
Yeah, 100%. That's going to be a fun one. And everybody that's in Legacy has to have gone through Regenesis, obviously, and so that's going to be cool, man. I'm really excited to see. I look forward to seeing how people are going to start working together, after they find their purpose and how they're going to work together to leave a legacy. And it's real inspiring for me, man. I'm very excited about it.
Awesome. Yeah, I really, it's been an awesome interview. I appreciate how open and honest you've been, transparent, because that's just how you got to be in this world. So I'm going to put links in the description for this. It's going to be on YouTube, all podcast platforms. But you can check out Helios at heliosmonte.com. He's all over the place: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just search for him out. Helios, any last words or anything else you want to mention before we close this up?
Yeah, you have the power to become who you've always wanted to be, who you were meant to be, and to manifest the life you have always wanted to live. When you conquer the man in the mirror, you conquer the only person holding you back. And when you do that, you conquer life.
Man, what a way to end it. We can't really top that sentence you just said. That's like the best way we could probably end this interview.
Thanks, man.
All right, guys. So thank you for watching and listening. We'll be back next week with another great episode. Helios, I really appreciate you doing this. Guys, reach out to Helios if you're feeling stuck. If you need some help, check him out on Twitter. Puts out great stuff. And we'll be back next week with another episode.
Oh, yeah! Woo!